Hey guys, this is Matt and Eamon from the Master Training Plan. We have your presentation for the open event 17.1 dumbbell snatches and burpee box jump overs. Today it's brought to you by Paragon Fitness and Nutrition. Head on over to their website, paragonfn.com. Plug in Eamon, that's E-A-M-O-N 15 for a 15% discount over there on protein and supplements. We'll take care of you. Cool. So the first thing, guys, as with any workout, we want to make sure that we are visualizing success, okay? If we're attacking this open today or sometime this weekend, we should be thinking about the workout, not obsessing over it, but thinking through it, moving through it, rep by rep, movement by movement, okay? What's it feel like as we go through those 10 dumbbell snatches? What does those first burpee box jump overs feel like? Let's think about the 30s, right? Right in the middle of the 30s, how does that feel, okay? Are we still moving along? Are we still thinking success through this? And then finally, maybe towards the end of those 50s, working our way through those last 20 reps of the 50s and then getting on those burpee box jumps and moving quickly and making sure that we're attacking this workout even at that last 20 reps of the 150 total dumbbell snatches. Visualizing success leads to success. Visualizing failure doesn't lead to success. Think success as we go through this visualization process.
Okay, guys, so after you do a little bit of visualization, then you're going to get into the warm-up that you'll do before the actual workout. And, first part of that, we have a setup. If you really like to do something on your own that you've already planned, then do what you're familiar with and do what you've succeeded with in the past. But we've come up with a plan that you can follow so you don't have to think about it, you just do it. That takes out half the battle there. So first start out with a 10-minute bike or row. Every 2.5 minutes, jump off, do 10 to 15 squats. Get your legs ready for all the jumping you're going to be doing and all the hip extension that you're going to have. 5 push-ups after that, so you're just ready for the burpees. After you go through that for 10 minutes, you're going to do a couch stretch on either side, 90 seconds per side. First position there is just going to be with hands on the floor, and then second position there will be with actually getting up more towards a quad stretch. So this is the low position with the hands on the floor. This could also be a wall with the foot against the wall, knee on the floor. This is essentially getting the hip flexors. Then, after about 45 seconds, you can push yourself up into a higher position, which will attack more of the quad. That's our couch stretch there. So do that for 90 seconds per side. Then we're going to get into a banded hip and hamstring distraction stretch with flossing. Flossing really means just bend your leg and straighten your leg. So that's going to be over here. You can attach a band to anything. It could be a rig, it could be a column that you have in your gym, whatever is needed. But you're going to pull it up high up into the hip, reach your hands down to the floor. The band is pulling the hip back, and the image is just going to floss by bending his knee and straightening his knee. You can kind of imagine this is somewhat, without his hands on the floor, if he was reaching down towards a dumbbell, his knee would be bent, and then as he was lifting the dumbbell off the floor, the leg would straighten. So be in here for about 60 seconds per side. Okay? That's the next thing. After that, we get into 2 rounds of 10 PVC pipe twists. This is going to open up the thoracic spine, because in the dumbbell snatch, when you reach down to the floor, you're going to end up with a little bit of a twist of that thoracic spine, and then 5 down dog / up dog transitions. This is the thoracic twist that we're looking for. So PVC pipe in the elbows, hands forward, and it's just going to be just a twist per side. But thinking about it by moving kind of 1 vertebrae at a time. Far twisting, looking back behind you, and then coming back around to the other side. Again, just thinking 1 vertebrae twist at a time as you go up the chain there. Starts right in the middle in the lumbar spine. Do that so that you're used to twisting when you go through that dumbbell snatch. The down dog, up dog transitions, if you're familiar with yoga, you know those terms. You've probably done a bunch of these yourself. That's up dog, down dog, and he transitions down to up dog, letting his hips come forward and down. Somewhere in there, you'll probably find yourself in that position in a burpee. Not exactly like that, but you want to warm your body up and be ready for it if needed. Then we get through into a mini round. Mini round is going to be 10, 8, 6 ascending snatches, meaning just switch the dumbbell you're using as you go through these reps, and burpee box jump overs as you go. So do 10 snatches, then do 5 burpee box jump overs. Do that in the first round at guys 25 pounds, ladies 10. Just start off lighter than what you'll be using in the actual workout itself. Then do the next round, 8 snatches, maybe 5 more burpee box jump overs, and go up in weight. 6 snatches, 5 more burpee box jump overs at the weight you're going to be using for the full workout itself. Okay? If you're scaling the workout, then take these numbers and just chunk them down a little bit and go lighter. So that's the warm-up you can get into. Now, thoughts about the actual technique and things you should be thinking about. We call it WOD Thoughts about the workout. First one is how you set your equipment up. Okay? You saw them last night. They had a box and their dumbbell at the other end of the box. You would do 15 burpee box jump overs, and you'd end up on the side away from your dumbbell. just put your dumbbell at the side of the box so that when you finish, you don't have to walk all the way around and go back over. It's simple, it's right there, you go and grab it. That's one thing to kind of take note of that you could change. Second is while you do your burpees. You heard Brent Fikowski talk about volume squatting versus absolute strength squatting. He's been working a lot on building his strength because that was one of his weaknesses at the games last year. And Alex Vellner, he was doing more volume squatting, higher reps, maybe not as heavy of a load. And he did a style of a burpee where he stayed in that crouched position, which Eamon will show us as he goes through the box. He stayed low in that transition, going from side to side. And really, because he was doing a lot of volume squatting, that allowed him to be in that kind of squat position on the box and not really have a negative effect from it. But if you have not been doing higher rep squatting and maybe higher weight squatting at the same time, that's volume squatting, then we recommend standing up over the box. And on top, landing high, staying high as you go over. If you could try the other way based on what you've done in the past year, but if you do something you haven't been doing recently in your training, you may find it has more of a negative effect than a potential positive effect. So you want to just be careful of that, things to think about. Also with burpees is stepping up and how you breathe. Okay, so when you step up off the floor in the burpee, it's a simple one, but make sure you're doing it. You can step up one leg at a time, obviously, and then how you breathe, and you jump, obviously, and turn around. But breathing, Eamon will talk a little bit about breathing, since this is kind of his specialty.
So breathing through the workout. Catherine David's daughter last year joked around about saying, she was asked how she got through 16.1 so fast. She said, well, I just breathed on the pull-ups, and then I breathed in the overhead lunges, and then I breathed in the pull-ups, or in the burpees, and then I breathed in the overhead lunges. So I just breathe. This actually plays a lot into how these workouts kind of play out. Controlling our heart rate, keeping things down. We want to make sure in the burpee, deep breath in at the top. As we press up, we can breathe out, jump, turn. Deep breath in, turn. And that's kind of how we should be thinking about it. We don't want to think hyperventilate. We should be breathing normally or heavily, since this is a Metcon, heavily, but we shouldn't be holding that breath for an extended period of time.
Okay. Simple there. So just be in a rhythm with your breathing. Last two things, snatch, muscle versus power. That's a preference. You saw yesterday that they were both muscle snatching. That weight, 50 pounds. Remember, these guys are games athletes that have been using 100 pounds for high reps, so this is really kind of like a very baby weight for them. So it's really a preference of a muscle snatch, one straight movement overhead, or power snatch, landing in a little quarter squat. Okay? Preference is what I would say you stick with. Don't try to do the other thing just because maybe you saw it on TV or at the game somewhere doing it. Speed-wise, they're about the same. But if you try to do the other thing, you may end up focusing more on that and expending energy where you don't need to. Lastly, is you're essentially digging a hole in this workout. What is digging a hole? The shovel goes into the hole, every time you throw the dirt overhead. You're doing the same exact thing. This is grunt work. It's not something where you need to be thinking about like technique, perfection, and how can I game this workout a lot? Do the work. Can you keep sticking the bucket into the hole and throwing the dirt overhead? That's what dumbbell snatches are. That's what this workout is. Do the work, attack it like that, be monotonous, just keep chipping away, dig the hole deeper and deeper, and you'll get through the workout just fine. It's when you stop digging, that's when you end up saying, oh shit, I could have gone a little faster, couldn't I? Something in there. Last little thought.
Last little thought, guys. This workout is halfway over at 15 reps in on the set of 40 dumbbell snatches. We still have another 75 reps to go. I don't want you guys to blow the gates off the first 3 rounds and then get to the 40, and all of a sudden you're sucking wind trying to move through that, knowing that you have another 50 reps. A good buddy of mine says, stay front sight focus, right? Front sight focus means not, I have 20 reps left, it's next rep. Next rep. Boom. Okay? Just make sure you're staying in the moment and on task. Don't think about the next rep. Don't think about the next set. Think about what you're doing at that moment in time. Move efficiently. We'll be good.
Good to go. How about it, guys?